So we're underway with the men's 5,000 metre sea race. Mark Pollard of Belgrave, Matt Jackson, Warrington, Brian McMahon, Clonliffe in Ireland, Alexander Hendry, Central, Martin Conroy of Swansea, Dermot Cummins of Waterford, Ricky Challoner, Liverpool Harriers, Alex Bruce Littlewood of Blackheath and Bromley, Carl Billington, he's an under-20 from Blackburn, Ian Bailey, under-20 from Aldershot, Steve Phillips of Southampton, Thomas Cornthwaite of Blackburn, Chris Brisalo of Herne Hill, Mark Shaw, under-20 from Newmaersk, and Jordan Alley, an under-20 from Ipswich. So that completes the line-up. Andy Norman doing the pacemaking. 69 seconds target time, we were bang on schedule there. 69s equates to around about 14.25, just under. Most of these athletes with personal bests in the 14.40 range. So if they can stay with the pacemaker, then certainly we should get some good times this evening. Every now and again a gust of wind, but generally speaking not too bad. So it's Mark Shaw, Inter-Counties under-17 champion, cross country. And this is his debut at the 5,000 metres. Setting his stall out early. Dermot Cummins in there as well. The Waterford athletes, best of 14.46 as they go through 800 metres, 2:18. Bang on schedule. Then we've got Alex Bruce Littlewood in third place, the under-23, best of 14.50. Who's on the inside there. Just outside him is Mark Pollard, Belgrave athlete. Then we've got Alexander Hendry from Central in Scotland. Jordan Alley of Norwich, we think it is, in there as well. So Hendry goes up into second place, just behind Mark Shaw as we approach 1,200 metres. 3:28. So into the home straights. The whole field still in contention. Andy Norman doing a great job. Still Mark Shaw. From Hendry. Then Cummins. Then Pollard. Then it's Bruce Littlewood. Then Ali. Just behind him Steve Phillips of Southampton. As they hit the back straights, we'll be shortly coming up to the 1 mile marker. .4:38, 1 mile marker. So we're on for around about 14:25 pace. Mark Shaw, one of the Steve Shaw coached athletes. His squad having a good season so far. I'm sure there'll be one or two others appearing throughout the evening. So it's still Shaw from Hendry. Then Cummins making his appearance for the first time at the front. It's Ian Bailey, under 20 athlete from Aldershot. With Pollard still in there as well in 5th place. Well, we approach 2,000 metres. So 5:47 as they go through. Shaw, of course, is an under 20, as is Ian Bailey.
Chris, Alex.
Come on, Jordan, work that gap, close it up.
So Andy Norman still coming through, towing these athletes round. European Junior qualifying time, 14:25 for the 5,000 metres. So Mark Shaw, Ian Bailey, Carl Billington in there as well. These 3 athletes possibly chasing that time. So if they can stick with Andy Norman as long as he's in the race, then they're certainly in that sort of territory. Bailey in 3rd, Shaw in 1st. Well, they've now just gone through in just under 7 minutes. So it's still under 14:30 pace, just dropped a second or so that last couple of laps, the pace. Still plenty of athletes in contention though. So it's just over 6 laps to go. And Andy Norman kicks again. And it's Hendry, who's just behind him. Mark Shaw on his shoulder, then Ian Bailey. Steve Phillips of Southampton in there as well. And just a slight gap to Cummins, the Irish athlete, with Pollard and Bruce Littlewood just behind him. But down the back straight, once again, Mark Shaw picks up the pace and goes with Andy Norman. Really going for this time. So 8:08 there at 2,800 metres. As they come in front of us, it'll be the 3K marker. And it is the 2 under 20s, 1st and 2nd. Norman moves to one side. Mark Shaw takes it on. 5 to go. So it's Shaw, then Phillips, then Bailey, then Hendry, then Bruce Littlewood. Chris Busela of Herne Hill showing for the first time now. Black and red hoops, just ahead of Pollard and Cummins, with Carl Billington, the 3rd under 20 in the race, just behind him. So Mark Shaw goes through now, just under 9:20. So we're on schedule for maybe just outside 14:30, but the difficult part of the race now, and then they could pick it up in the last couple of laps. So just over a mile to go, 4 laps. So Mark Shaw now clear of Phillips. He's trying to keep in touch with him. He's got a best of 14:49. So all these athletes in big PB territory. Bailey's trying to keep in touch with Phillips. Then this group of three, now being led by the Herne Hill athletes. Chris Busayler, best of 15:41, so he's way inside PB territory. Bailey just closing slightly on Phillips. But out in front, Mark Shaw. Still 14:30 pace. He's keeping the pace going, is Mark Shaw. And hopefully this last 2 or 3 laps he can pick up the pace. Into the home straight. Well, initially Bailey was closing on Phillips, but Phillips perhaps has just kicked again slightly, still trying to close that gap on Shaw.
Go on, Chris. Go on, Alex.
And all the time Chris Busayler seems to be getting stronger. Under 3 laps to go now. Busayler pulling away from Alex Bruce Littlewood. Well, as Mark Shaw goes down the back straight, he'll hit the 4,000 metre marker, so just 1,000 metres to go. So 11:40, so round about 14:35 pace at the moment. Not bad for a debut race this though at all for Mark Shaw. Just 17 years old, first year junior. Tough as they come by the looks of it as we approach the 800 metre to go marker. So it's Shaw from Phillips, then Bailey, then Busayler.
Go on, Chris.
Bruce Littlewood, then it's Pollard. Just ahead of Hendry, then it's Cummins, then Carl Billington. Beg his pardon, that's Brian McMahon now of Clodliffin Island. Just ahead of, a considerable gap back to Billington. And he's just ahead of Martin Conroy from Swansea. In the meantime, 600 to go, and it's Mark Shaw. Still a 20 metre lead maybe on Phillips, Steve Phillips. Each athlete slightly isolated at the moment, the leading 4 or 5 athletes. We're into the home straight now. Mark Shaw. Here he comes with the penultimate time. 400 metres to go. Mark Shaw takes it. 13:27 at the bell.
Chris. Alex.
Phillips still in second place. Bailey in third. Busayler in fourth. Bruce Littlewood, then Pollard, then Cummins, then Hendry. But down the back straight. 250 to go, Mark Shaw. Still the gap not closing between him and Phillips, although Phillips has kicked. Busayler now closing on Bailey, less than 200 to go. Well, he's led all this way, but can Steve Phillips close the gap? Busayler's the one that's really finishing quickly. He's gone into third place, ahead of Ian Bailey, but into the home straight. It's been a fantastic run. Give him a round of applause. Mark Shaw, 17 years old from UMass. Been pushed all the way by Steve Phillips. So his debut for Shaw, PB for Phillips, certainly, and Busayler. Just outside 14:35. Great running. Bailey finishes in under 14:45, then Pollard. Bruce Littlewood, all these athletes under 15 minutes. Including Brian McMahon there. Billington coming through. Tom Cornthwaite. Then Matt Jackson. Personal best for him, just under 15.15.